Good evening, guys, and happy Friday to all of your sunshiny faces. So guys, today I ended up making that split pea soup I was telling you guys about. Like, you know, I've been doing my meal plan and everything like that, and I've been really sticking to it. And honestly, I sort of had a feeling that the only people that were really going to like it was probably going to be my mom and dad. My dad doesn't really like it when it's like chunky, like split pea soup. He likes it when it's like, I don't know, I don't want to say very liquidy, but like probably more than like normal. And so more soup than like mush, I guess. I honestly have always been a huge fan of split pea soup, but I know Matthew and Jack do not like it. My mom was actually literally just the other day, like on Monday, I think, she was talking about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's totally what I can make for, you know, as far as like, you know, like dinners go. But because, like I said, I knew that Jack probably wasn't going to eat it, I was like, we'll probably have a lot of leftovers. And so I did wind up keeping like a small little Tupperware in the fridge in case anybody did want leftovers. However, I ended up freezing pretty much a whole nother batch that I can do at a different time and cook. And just not even cook, just like warm up because it's already cooked. So that's what I ended up doing. But I actually used to love split pea soup. At our old church when I was like little, they used to do a lot of times after church on Sunday, they do like a soup sort of, especially in the winter, I feel like, was like either like soup or chili or something like that. And so they'd have like a bunch of different soups, chicken noodles, split pea, probably minestrone, something like that, you know. And it was weird, I almost always went for split pea soup. Like on occasion maybe I'd get chicken noodle soup, but it was almost always split pea soup. And like I remember it insanely vividly. Like I ate that like all the time, and it was just like, you know, I apparently really liked it. But I haven't had it in so long because any cans of split pea soup normally have ham in them. And the one that I made today, I had our leftover ham bone from Christmas in the freezer. So I ended up throwing that in with the split pea soup. I added some carrots and some onion as well. And that was what we ended up doing. Like I said, that was pretty much the recipe. I just used one package of the split peas, like bagged, you know, 1 pound, and then six cups of water, I think it is. I used the ham bone, let all of the extra pieces of like meat sort of fall off of it. And then also, like I said, I added a whole onion, and we didn't have any like regular carrots. I just cut a bunch of baby carrots and added that as well. And so my mom and dad both said that they loved it. And again, earlier in the week, my mom was saying, like, or not earlier, maybe it was last weekend when I was coming up with my meal plan, she mentioned something like, oh, I really want to make split pea soup. And so, like I said, I was like, oh yeah, we still have 2 bags in the pantry, and we have the ham bone. I was like, this is a perfect opportunity to just go ahead and make it. However, I was actually going to make, like, use both, like, you know, packages. I was gonna do 2 pounds of the split pea soup, and I do it in the slow cooker. I've never made it on the stove. I feel like, again, that's too much babysitting. It's just easier to do in the slow cooker. However, in the afternoon, we actually went over to our neighbor's house because they've got a very unique situation right now. Like, half of the lights in their house do not work, and my dad, who is an electrician, went over there like twice now. Once, not yesterday, but on Wednesday, to like sort of just take a look at it. He was like, oh, maybe this is like the breaker, or, you know, something like that, or, you know, whatever. So he went over there to look at it, and that wasn't the problem. There's like power coming out of everywhere, but the lights, just like the lights and like half of the house basically is like not like working at all. So like I said, he went over there yesterday, but then we went back over there again so that like he could sort of get a better idea of like what he's sort of looking for and working with. And I went with 2 just to sort of help, you know, if he needed like flashlights being held, or, you know, whatever, that kind of stuff. And then 2, my dad thinks that it's very helpful too, because I do sometimes, I guess, give like a little bit of information. And maybe too, it's just so that my dad can talk things out to somebody, even if I'm not totally in understanding of what he's saying. Like, I get most of what he's saying, but sometimes he's like, oh yeah, like this is feeding this and, you know, that, whatever, and I'm just like, okay, you know, like, but I think like him being able to talk out loud helps him process maybe a little bit more of what's going on, so he can sort of figure out, like I said, the problem. So like I said, I was willing to go over there today and, you know, help out and everything, but it was like right around the time I was like, I don't want to wind up like burning the soup, and I had it on low pretty much all day so that it would just like very like, because when I put it on high, that's when it gets like too thick, and if I turn it if I wind up then like getting it too hot and then turn it off, then it gets all like, you know, like it's not soupy anymore. But then I feel like I have to keep stirring it. It was actually at the perfect consistency when we came home though. I was sort of freaked out that like I was gonna wind up burning it or something, and so it was actually, like I said, pretty much perfect. And so all of the ham, for the most part, like the leftover pieces, sort of just fell off the bone. I was able to get rid of that. However, I have a whole nother bag of it, and if I had my big crock pots that I sort of broke the base for. It was broken when I first bought it. Like the knob came off, basically, like it just wasn't hot glued on well enough, or, you know, whatever. So I was like, oh, I'll fix it with a little bit of super glue. I went to go super glue it on, put a little bit too much in there, and it actually like super glued the entire like knob. And so even like the knot, you know, the knob came off, but the little thing, you could still turn it. Well, it got glued to the whole thing, so you couldn't even turn the little thing anymore. So, yeah, I sort of broke that, but it was my nice big, I don't know what size it was, maybe an 8-quart or 12-quart slow cooker, and I used to always do lasagna in the slow cooker. Haven't been able to do that because I haven't had, you know, like that big one, and the small one just they feel too small. I have 2 of the small ones. I still have the base for the big one, so if we ever wind up with another one, I can just change out the bases when they're dirty. So yeah, like I said, we haven't gotten one, and I've been waiting for Aldi to like have a sale, because they have sales on like their small appliance stuff all the time. Rice cookers, you know, like the smaller what's it called, crock pots and stuff like that. But I have not seen, since literally I bought that one, the big, like I said, I think 12-quart or whatever it is, slow cooker, you know, like I said, the much larger one. I have not seen another deal on it, and I am so frustrated, because I mean, it doesn't have to be Aldi brand, but I got it for like a really good deal, maybe like 30 bucks or something like that. And like I said, you know, it's sort of my fault. I probably shouldn't have done super glue, maybe just hot glue or something like that, that I probably could have gotten off had it gotten too sticky. But yeah, I did that, and there was no hope for, like I said, the little thing. It wouldn't turn at all anymore. But again, like, that shouldn't have happened. Literally, like I said, I think I used it like twice and then realized that the little knob came off, and the problem was that a lot of times if you bumped it, it would just come off, and then I'd find it on the floor and be like, oh my gosh, I can't lose this because I can't spin it without it being on. If not, I'd have to like get tweezers and try and like spin the thing. I never knew if it was like on keep warm or low or high or anything like that. And so, you know, because like I said, the little knob wouldn't point in the direction, so I didn't know. So like I said, I lost the knob so many times because it would just fall off. So like I said, I got the smart idea I was gonna glue it back on, and ended up ruining the entire thing. So, you know, anyways, it wasn't like we damaged it too. It came damaged that way, but I was like, it's a knob, like I can fix this. Apparently I couldn't. So, anyways though, like I said, I haven't had that, but if I did, I would have made both like things of the split pea soup, and then I would have probably, because I froze one batch, and like I said, we had one batch, so I probably could have frozen another like maybe 2, like so 3 in total, or maybe even 4, and done like a total of 5 pretty much dinners, the one that I cooked for tonight, and then another 4 for the freezer. So that was my plan, but I didn't get to that. So what I'm thinking is, for Easter, we are probably going to do another ham, and I can cook it then when we do the other. Like I said, we'll have a leftover ham bone from that as well, and you know, all the leftover sort of pieces, you know, because when you cook it in there, the pieces just sort of come off. Especially if you cook in the slow cooker and you cook it like all stinking day. And like, again, for us, because it was in the freezer, it just like, I don't know, it was very, very tender. And like I said, all the pieces of extra ham just sort of ended up coming right off the bone, which was really nice. So there was some extra ham in there as well. So anyways, yeah, but I didn't make that, so I have another bag of it in the freezer, but or in the pantry, like of the split peas, but I do have one in the freezer. So I don't think that I had any plans to do any other freezer dinners for this week, but that is one extra one that, again, I was able to make one for dinner, freeze one. And again, I have plans to probably do that again near Easter time as well, or sometime after Easter, because I can always freeze the ham bone again, just like I did, and again, save the, you know, the split peas and use them later. But I was very happy that we got that out of the freezer, because it was something that was sort of big and taking up a little bit of room. So now that that's done and out of there, you know, and it's just like a weird shape too. It's like a weird ham bone, you know. So now that that's out of there, you know, there's a little bit more room in the freezer too, which is nice. And again, I got an extra freezer dinner made as well. And then this week too, I think I'm only planning on making actually 2 freezer dinners, and then 2 of the other recipes that I'm doing this week are, like, I call them fresh recipes, I guess, just because they're not ones that I pre-made and froze. So I'm going to do those, like the ham, like Hawaiian roll slider sort of things. I forget exactly what they're called, but we got that such a good deal on deli ham this week that I was like, you know, and we found the Swiss cheese somewhat on sale, so all I have to do is get the Hawaiian rolls most likely at Aldi, and we should be good. And also too, just like we did last week, I'm going to use the other half of the cheese and do mac and cheese again, because I had 2 packages of what's it called, noodles, like the elbow sort of noodles that we got at Caputo's last week. And then I got that big brick of 2-pound cheese at Jewel a couple weeks ago, and so I used half of it for the recipe that we did this Wednesday. I'm going to do it again next Wednesday, just so I use that up, because once it's, you know, out of the shrink wrap and stuff like that, I feel like it has the opportunity to go bad faster, even though I got it in a plastic bag and everything like that. But it'll probably mold quicker, so I don't want to wait too long, so that's why a week in between should be pretty good. And then I'm going to use that to make mac and cheese, and then we're also going to do Italian like sausage and peppers, and then I forget what we're going to do the one other day. I think if we have out in the freezer, maybe I have like ginger peach chicken or something out there. I don't know. I might just have to go in the freezer and sort of just be like, okay, what else am I going to use? And right now, because chicken breast is really one of the few deals that few sales that I've really been able to get deals on, and one of the things that, again, I've actually been finding like sales on, I'm wanting to do at least like 1 to 2 chicken dinners at least a week, because that is something easier to use and make with chicken, because again, I'm finding better sales on it, and it's cheaper than using like a, you know, for the most part, pork roast is actually probably around the same price as chicken breast right now, and also too, like, cheaper than like a pot roast, though. That's definitely like normally double the price compared to chicken, and the same with like ground beef too. Like, I'm not really able to find anything under $2.99, whereas chicken breast I can find for about $1.99. So like I said, right now at least is sort of what I'm looking at. Like, you know, I'm trying to use up more chicken and do more chicken freezer dinners when I have the opportunity to. So like I said, it's just, you know, I want to at least use what we have in the freezer worth of chicken once or twice at least a week. But like I said, I don't know what else is actually out there, and I think maybe there was ginger peach chicken, but if there isn't, then I'm gonna have to try and figure something else out. And then too, like, I don't want to do 2 you know, like sandwich sort of things. I didn't want to do that back-to-back days either, so that's why I'm doing one sandwich on Monday, the other on Thursday, I think. And then I don't also want to do like 2 pastas either in like 1 week, and I really didn't want to do 2 sandwiches either, but again, I really couldn't figure out what else to do, just because like Tuesdays are my easy day, and so normally that's when we do some type of like sandwich thing, which will be the sausage and peppers. But because we got such a good deal on the ham, I wanted to make sure I did that too. So again, it's a little bit different, but we're still doing sort of sandwiches. But I feel like there's a far enough gap. Like, I just try and not serve people the same thing, and, you know, like have like, okay, we're gonna do chicken breast, you know, dinners for like 3 days straight or something like that. Like, that's boring. Even if you switch it up and it's different recipes and stuff like that, like, switch it up so you get a little bit of different variety in your diet, sort of thing. So again, too, the same thing, like I know that I have like pasta chicken out in the freezer, but if we're doing mac and cheese on Wednesday, I don't want to then do Friday like a chicken pasta or something like that. So again, I have to sort of, like I said, figure out exactly what I have out in the freezer right now, as far as that goes. But yeah, anyways, guys, that is my update for my meals that I've done this week and that I'm going to be doing as well. But I was very happy, like I said, to use up stuff that we already had in the pantry. Like the split pea soup, I actually didn't need to buy any single ingredient for. It was all stuff that we already had. I had a ham bone from Christmas left over. I had split peas in the pantry. I had you know, an onion already that we've bought before. It's one that's been sitting in the laundry room. And then also too, like carrots. Like we almost always have baby carrots, and I didn't have to buy any of that stuff actually this week either. So like I said, it was all just stuff that we literally already had, and I have water, you know. So again, like I'm just, you know, like I said, trying to figure out and find those ways to use up those things that we have. And again, great deal on ham, so all I need really is just, you know, sort of the Hawaiian rolls, and we can do those. You know, again, it's not maybe the most healthiest, but you know, it's sort of, again, fun food, and that's what I don't mind doing every once in a while. You know, and again, when it is using up things like, you know, again, when I see the deli meat is that cheap, and we buy deli meat anyway, but I'm like, I don't want this to go to waste. You know, I want to make sure that we use up, you know, like a lot of that and can get it cheap too. You know, I want to go ahead and use it. So since we're going to do those on Monday though, and then normally I go to the store on Thursday, we'll probably still have a couple days where we'll need leftover like ham. So that's why I got like 3/4 pound of both varieties, which I think I'm going to do a mixture of both the Black Forest and the Crocus ham, or the Polish ham as well. So anyways, guys, like I was saying, that is my plan for this week and sort of next week as well. But I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog with a haul from Jewel, Aldi, possibly Walmart and Menards as well. But if you guys did enjoy today's vlog, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, I'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.